Auzubillahi minashaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I hope everybody is fine and healthy. So let's start. What is a transformer? Transformer is an electrical device that steps up or steps down an AC voltage. What about DC voltage? Do we have any electrical device or circuit that can step up or step down DC voltage? So here comes our today's objective. Today we will discuss some circuits that can step up or step down a DC voltage. So here is a simple diagram of a DC converter. What we have a DC input, we have a DC output. Okay. If you see, this block diagram resemble much like that of a transformer. If you replace transformer over here, what you have, you have a AC input on the left side, you have an AC output on the right side, and if you consider the transformer to be lossless, you have this equation: P input is equal to P out. Same goes for DC to DC converter. There on the left side we have a DC input. You can see these plus minus sign, you can see corresponds to DC voltage. This is our DC input voltage, this is our DC output voltage. Okay, and if you consider the DC to DC converter to be lossless, you have P input is equal to P output, and I hope you know how this relation came. Okay, so let's move towards the type of DC to DC converters. Normally, we divide DC to DC converter into three types. Usually, there are more than that, but broadly they are divided into three basic types. We have a step down converter or buck converter. If you have a fixed DC voltage 100 volts, using a buck converter, you can step down that DC voltage to any output voltage. You just have to choose the different components, different values of the component. Then you have a step up or boost converter. If you have a fixed DC voltage, you can step up the DC voltage using different combination of components. And then you have a combination of buck boost converter, that you have an option in that converter. Okay, either you can step up or either you can step down a fixed DC voltage. Today our objective is to study the buck converter. So let's towards the introduction of the buck converter. If you, in your electrical studies, if you remember, there's a concept of voltage divider. Remember, you have a DC voltage, and when you connect two resistors in series like this, then you can have an you can have an output voltage that is less than the input voltage. So this is also an inefficient way of a buck converter. Okay, for example, if you have 10 volts and you connect 1 kilo ohm in series with 1 kilo ohm in the series, so how much voltage you will get? 1 kilo ohm. So what you will get? You will get 5 volts at the output. So this is also an inefficient way of converting the converting a DC voltage of any value to DC voltage of another value, or you can use the term for stepping down the DC voltage. But this is an inefficient way. It contains a lot of ripples. Also, it can be used for a limited range of voltage values. So today we will discuss an efficient way of doing this step down of the DC voltage. So what we have seen, this is a DC voltage source. Consider this a simple switch, simple ideal switch, on and off switch. And here is our load. So if our input is like this, okay, this is our fixed DC voltage, this is our input voltage, okay, at this input, this is Vs. And if you on and off the switch for some time interval, then you can have this output voltage like this one, that for certain time period it is the switch is closed and you have the output, and for certain time period your switch is open and the output is 0. So if you calculate the average voltage of this waveform, if you calculate the average voltage of this waveform, it will be very less, as that it will be less compared to the input voltage. So let's calculate the average voltage of this waveform. We have for calculating the average voltage, what we do, we integrate it. Okay, we integrate, this is 1 by T, this is the formula for average voltage. Okay, so we have limits from 0 to T1. What is T1? T1 is the on time. Okay, T1 is the on time, because when the switch is open, there is no voltage across the load, so that automatically becomes 0. Only for the on time our voltage V0 appears at the output. So from 0 to T1, T1 is our on time. Let me write, T1 is our on time. Okay, so V0 basically is a fixed value, it comes outside, and when you integrate it, it becomes T1 by T. T1 is the time period, total time period. What is the total time period? Total time period is on time plus off time. T on plus T off. That is the total time period. So T on by total time period, you already know what is it? It is the duty cycle. Well done. Good. What is it? Is duty cycle. Duty cycle is the fraction of the time period during which our fraction of the time period during which our load is connected at the input. T on divided by total time period. So that is our K, or that is our duty cycle. So it becomes KVS. So if you vary the duty cycle, you can vary the output voltage, or if you vary the T on time, you can vary the output voltage. If you plot a graph of a duty cycle, you can vary from 0 to 1, because it is in the percentage form. 25% duty cycle, 30% duty cycle, 50% duty cycle. So if you vary from 0 to 1, our output voltage goes from 0 to 100%. So this is also an efficient way of stepping down the DC voltage using a switch. If you calculate the RMS voltage of this circuit, what you have, 1 by T, K by T, okay, V0 square, 1 by 2. So what our RMS value becomes? Under root KVS. What is K by T? It's the same, T on time. Okay, what is duty cycle? Duty cycle is T on divided by total time period. What we have done, we have only replaced the T1 by KTS. Okay, so don't worry about it. You have T1 over here, or you have KT over here. It is for our own simplicity. Okay, so it's same as the T on time, in which we have discussed in the previous slide. Only we have Only what we have done, we have put the formula over here. So our average voltage is kVs of this circuit, basic DC chopper circuit. Our average voltage is kVs and our RMS voltage is under root kVs. I hope this basic circuit is clear to you. Up till now, this basic circuit is clear to you. Now let's move towards a small question. Please, I say it again, please have some page or register and please write this on your own and solve this question on your own. Okay. The DC chopper has a resistive load of 10 ohm and the input voltage is 220 volt. When the chopper switch remains on, its drop is VCH 2 volts. What is this? This is the voltage drop of the switch and the chopping frequency is 1 kilohertz. If the this is sorry, it is not double E, it is single E. If the duty cycle is 50%, determine the average output voltage, RMS output voltage, and the chopper efficiency. What will the chopper efficiency? If you have input power and you have output power, you can determine the efficiency. Let's see. So what is the average output voltage? Our duty cycle is how much? 50%. It becomes 0.5. So 0.5 into what is the voltage? 220. Okay. Let me select over pen over. Our input voltage is VDC 220. So our formula for average output voltage is KVS. But here we have seen, but when we were discussing that circuit, we consider that the switch is ideal, or we can say that the switch was lossless. But here it is saying that that switch has a voltage drop of 2 volts. So this 2 volt will be minus from 220 volts. So here comes our average output voltage, and same goes for RMS voltage. Now if we calculate, so our output voltage will be 1 by T 0 to K by T. This is the formula you already know. V square by R, we have used this formula. So V naught square by R. Okay, what is V naught? V naught is input minus voltage drop across the switch. So simple integrating, putting the duty cycle, we get the output power 2376.2 watt. What about the input power? Input power will be the same formula, P 1 by T 0 to K by T 0 to KT into Vs into I. Vs, we already know the value of Vs. What will be the I? I will be the current through the circuit. So what will be the current through the circuit? B will be calculated across the R. What is the voltage across the R? Vs minus voltage drop across the switch divided by R. So if we put this formula over here, we get 23.2398 watt. So if you see, output power is 2376.2 and input power is 2398. Our overall efficiency becomes 99.09%. So you have seen that using this duty cycle approach, we can have a converter of higher efficiency. Okay, I hope that is clear to you. So there are two techniques for a buck converter. I'm saying for this buck converter, there are two techniques for having the sorry for that. There are two techniques that we can vary the duty cycle. Either we keep the time period constant and we vary the on time, that is known as the pulse width modulation technique. And if we keep the on time constant and vary the time period, that is the variable frequency control. Okay, so they are basically two control method. One is the pulse width modulation, in which we vary the on time, and other is the variable frequency control, in which we vary the time period. In this lecture, we will only study the pulse width modulation.